Alright, so before I let you guys get into the YouTube video, I just want to let you know that this is actually Food for Thought episode 5. Throughout the YouTube video, I kept saying episode 4 for some reason, and I found out about this mistake after I seen that I already had an episode 4. Look at both sides to a single corner, something like that. And it's crazy because I must have overlooked it when I was scrolling through my YouTube videos on my channel, and when I was looking through files, I must have moved the file somewhere onto another hard drive, and I must have overlooked it when I tried looking through my YouTube channel for it. So I just want to apologize that this is actually Food for Thought episode 5 and not episode 4. I just want to let you guys know in advance because you guys are going to hear me say it a few times, and I truly do apologize for that. But regardless, I hope that you guys enjoyed today's YouTube video. So without any further ado, let's get into this. Alright YouTube, what's happening? This is your boy Cover Venom. I'm back with you guys with another YouTube video today, and welcome to episode 4 of Food for Thoughts. Don't let nostalgia cloud your memory or whatever. Like don't let nostalgia, you know, kind of take over. And this is kind of a subject that I've been wanting to talk about for a while because I am a very nostalgic heavy person, you know. I just love like the old memories of what I used to have, or things that I used to do, or things that used to be back in the day. Like, let me give you an example, right? Call of Duty, for example. I feel like Call of Duty isn't in the best state right now, and I often think back to the times of Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 3, even sometimes before that with other games, and I often want them to kind of replicate that in a sense, but kind of bring something new, if that makes sense. Pretty much I want the same feeling, or the same feeling for something that I used to have, and I don't think that's really gonna happen again. You know, you had that feeling, that's that one time, that's why that feeling was so great, and I just feel like that it's just, you know, it's gone. It may not necessarily be gone forever. You always have it inside of you, but you may need to find something else to bring a new feeling, you know, to you. And don't let like nostalgia or nostalgic things kind of cloud your memory, because things you often think things are better than what they actually are. And I wanna all right, and here's a good example, right? Because I don't know how to say this game. I don't know if it's Aerial or whatever it is, the Acrobat. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this is the second game. This game is a prime example. Now, I love old school SNES games, NES games, Super Nintendo, fucking Nintendo 64, Sega and stuff like that. And this game right here, now I'll often have memories of these kind of games like this. Adventure Island's another one that comes to mind. And you know, I often thought these games were like some of the most best games ever, and they are extremely fun. They are fantastic games. They're cool to come visit back every so often to kind of, if you didn't grow up around the time this game was out, or you wasn't a kid or wasn't able to play it, it's good for you to experience it. Or if you were a kid and you were able to play it at a certain time, it's good to come back sometime and revisit it and see how it holds up today. And I often put a lot of I put these type of games up on a high pedestal. I'm not going to even lie, because I feel like these games are legendary. I feel like these games kind of these old school games, you know, older games, kind of set the pathway for these newer games and the gaming industry in general. That's how I think, and that's how I feel. And again, I'll put these games up on a high pedestal. These games are fantastic, but they're not the greatest. Why? One flaw that really, you know, breaks me apart from these games is you know, you can get to the final boss, you die on your last life. Instead of having you start the mission over from the very beginning, they want you to start over from the very beginning, like the first level beginning, so you can get to the final boss. And some people may argue that, oh, we'll get better at the game, but come on, man. You can get to the final boss for like the 4th time, you make a stupid mistake on your final life, bam, you gotta start all the way over from the first level again. But if I'm not mistaken, I haven't got far, and I believe that I've seen it on a YouTube video, because I remember I was watching this game before I had bought it. I could be wrong, but I think after you beat a certain level or whatever, there's a code that pops up. I guess you can like kind of like screenshot the code or write the code down, and then you can always start from there. Now that's fine. That's fine if you can do that. All right. But just like games in general, and I think Adventure Island, I don't know if I said Adventure Time in the beginning, but Adventure Island might be the same way. But it's just the simple fact, like, let's just take out the codes, all right? And, you know, or let's just say that you're playing this for the first time and you think the code is nothing. You skip past it, you die, you got to start all over again. Now, don't get me wrong, these type of games did help you get better, but I mean, they weren't all that. Like, they're fantastic games. I mean, they will always be legendary games in my book. All these old school games will be legendary games in my book. But then I shouldn't be putting them on as high as a pedestal as I always do. Yeah, I love them to death, but every game has flaws. You know, it ain't the greatest. They're fun, they're great, they're fantastic, they're legends, but they're not the greatest. You know, nothing's perfect. Same with Call of Duty. Going back to Modern Warfare 2, I love Modern Warfare 2 to death, but now when I go and play it today, it's like, it's not. It could be because the way people play it, or because there's certain things that didn't get patched or whatever, but people play the game like AIDS. It's hard to play the game now because they play the game like AIDS. Like, they play it so stupid, noob tubes all over the place and stuff like that. You know, it's the most annoying thing in the world. Same thing, you could probably think that whatever game that is that you love, you could probably think that there's a game that's fantastic when you were younger, like Donkey Kong 64 for me. I love Donkey Kong 64. You know, I played that game a lot when I was younger. I go back today and play it, I still love it. I mean, it may not have been what I thought it was, and that's probably because my feelings didn't change towards the game, but the way that I see things, I don't have the same exact feeling that I had for Donkey Kong 64 that I had when I was younger. I got so much joy out of that game when I was younger, and I still do. I love it. And deep inside my heart, Donkey Kong 64 is another legendary game. I love it to fucking death. It's one of my favorite games of all time, but it just may not have been as great as I think it was. And coming from me, this is actually hard for me to say, because like, I don't let nostalgia or nostalgic things like cloud my memory or whatever like that, but sometimes I'll often think like, man, I wish things would go back to this, or I wish things would go back to that, and it probably won't. You probably just have to find something else, or if they like, you know, do whatever they do, like they can make a HD remake or whatever it is, but you probably just have to find another feel for something else, or find another feel for that game. You know, it's not gonna always be exactly the same how it was. Like, I used to be able to pull all-nighters on Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, and Modern Warfare 3. I used to be able to play all night. I can't really do that no more. Like, I mean, I can if I got addicted to a game, and I truly believe that, you know, you can always get, you may not get the exact same feel, but you can get a similar feel, but it won't be the same as it was. You know, during that time, there was just a specific feel that I just can't replicate. I can't even describe it. It was just a feel of happiness, joy. You had that feel of grind, just, oh man, it was something else, man. It was fantastic. So, you know, when you say that you want something to go back to the old times or whatever, or you want another game to be like a certain game, you know, go back and like, just use a game for example. Go back and revisit that game, or go back and think about those old times, and think how would it be in today's day and age. Really think about it. If it's a game, go visit that game and see how it holds up. See if you still have the exact same feeling that you once had for that game before. And I still have the same exact feelings. It's just that, well, I mean, I still have the feelings for the games. I still love them. They're legends in my book. Again, they are very legendary in my book. It's just that it's not the exact same feeling that I once had for it. Now, the feeling's still there. It's just not the exact same feeling is what I'm really trying to get at. You know, nostalgia or nostalgic things can be a very tricky thing. You know, you want something to be like something, but it won't be like that. Like you're probably going to be disappointed trying to get something else to be like something else. You know what I'm saying? Let that, whatever it is, let future things do their own thing. Let them bring you their own feel. Let them be them. Let those things be those things, instead of trying to have something replicate something else that you already had a feel for. Because I feel like at that point it's probably going to feel boring. It's probably going to feel like you played that before. You want something new. Like, say for me, for example, when I first picked up Donkey Kong 64, or I first picked up Sly Cooper on the PlayStation 2, or any game like that, you know, this game Aerial, whatever it is, the Acrobat, I don't know how to say the name. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it, or I'm sorry if I'm saying the name wrong. I just don't really know how to pronounce it that well. But like, the first time you picked up those games, you probably had this joy or whatever, unless you didn't like the game, but you probably had a joy, a big joy feeling of the game. You want that for a new game. You want something new, refreshing and fresh, and just bring a new feeling to you. But you also want it to have a very special feeling, like the other games that you may love or enjoy also have. You know, don't try to get things to be like other things. Just let things be, and if it's meant to be, then it will be. You know, just let that feeling, get a new feeling. That's kind of like I know I'm kind of low-key sounding confusing, but let the feeling be like don't try to replicate something. Just let it be. You may have another feeling for a game or whatever. You may have that different feeling, or you know, it may just bring different vibes or whatever it is. I kind of low-key feel like I'm rambling on at this point, but yeah, it's kind of hard for me to talk about this because I am a very nostalgic person. I love nostalgic things. I love thinking about those old times, because those were fantastic times. You know, don't get it twisted. Those were great times, at least for me. Donkey Kong series, Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, 3, Returns, Tropical Freeze, you know, all the 90s games, Donkey Kong 64, you know, Super Mario Bros. 1, 2, 3, Super Mario World, you know, even the Wii when it first came out, you know, you had Wii Sports, Wii Sports Resort, all this stuff. And I just want times to be like those old times, but they can be better. It's just that, I don't know, just stuff has to be there at the time to make it better. I know it's kind of confusing, but I mean, I may bring this topic up in a later video at some point, because I feel like this will definitely be a good topic to discuss with another person, which I'm probably going to try to do. I don't know who that person will be, but when the time comes, I will make it happen. So yeah, leave down a comment section below. Tell me what you guys think. Are you very nostalgic? Do you love nostalgic things? Do you like to just think about things, or wish times would go back to the way they used to be? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you guys did enjoy today's YouTube video, please like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on twitter.com/Norverner3 and twitch.tv/Norverner3. I'm sorry if I sound a little bit tired. I just got done streaming for a long time. I was chilling. I was going to go to sleep, but I decided to record this video real quick first. So when I wake up, all I got to do is just put it together, render it, and upload it, and we'll be good to go. So that's just about going to do it. This was Food for Thought, episode 4. Don't let nostalgia or nostalgic things cloud your mind or your vision, or whatever I want to decide it. You know, don't let nostalgic things get the best of you, or the nostalgic feels, or whatever it is. I don't know what I'm going to title it yet, but we will see. This really is an interesting topic, honestly. Nostalgic is always a good conversation for me. But yeah, just what I'm going to say is, just let the times go. You know, always keep it in. Don't necessarily let them go. Just hope that in the future something comes along that can kind of recapture that feeling, but maybe have a even better feeling or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what it is. You know, things won't be exactly the same. For who knows, they could be better. They really could be better. We just have to wait and see what happens. Just like it happened once, it can happen again. If you guys, okay, I think I already said that. I hope that, all right, there we go. I hope that you guys have a beautiful day in YouTube. Until next time. Bye.